level of insecurity, kidnappings, killings, all this kind of stuff. We see them. They're in the news, especially Imo States. And of course, like the INEC Voter Education Commissioner Muhammed Haruna said it's unnecessary, unreasonable. But it is there, and it is what it is, right? So I want to know, especially, this is Rivers State, and we have people who live here, and they are from these states. So in case you're planning to go back home to cast your vote, so whether you are from Imo States, Kogi States, even if it's the other states, Bayelsa, Edo, all right, what are your concerns over the forthcoming elections? What are your concerns? Okay, so before now, I was supposed to have a journalist from Imo States join me for the conversation, but network has shown itself. So, but we're going to have someone join us from Kogi State to tell us what the concerns are for him, all right, or for them over there in that state. But I want to start with you now. So you tell me, what are the concerns you have for the forthcoming elections in these states? The numbers to call are 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0002, or 0817-923-0007, 0817-923-0007. Better still send me a message via WhatsApp to 0809-030-6416. Concerns over the forthcoming elections. So are your concerns about security as well? Or you have other concerns, perhaps your inability to go back home because the transportation fare, you have calculated it and you're like, I cannot come and go and kill myself. I cannot spend this kind of money on the road. All right. So, and so many other things that could be a concern for you. But what are the concerns you have? And especially if you are from any of those states, please, I would like to hear from you. All right. Thank you very much. I have Rufus from Abuja. Hello, Rufus.
Yes, good evening, Lady Constant.
Good evening to you.
Yes, so straight to your question and concern about the citizenry and INEC and concern, or should I say complaint. Now, concern, the complaint is one, and INEC action after the election is another. My sister, you agree with me, they just concluded 2023 general election was the worst ever in the history of Nigeria.
I will not agree with you. Or make your sentence and leave me.
Okay. I know behind the scenes we'll discuss that one. So, Nigerians took...
Behind which scene? Rufus, hold on. We are on air, so don't put me in trouble. Which kind behind the scene? Okay. We'll discuss that one. Are you calling from Abuja or is it Abua?
Abuja, ma. Who say Abuja, ma?
So you are in Abuja, I'm here in Port Harcourt. So I don't have your number.
So I was saying that the security concern being raised by INEC and their uncollected PVC, you agree with me, insecurity is caused by you and I as Nigerians. Like, it's caused everybody's security, is everybody's business. And Nigerians took huge risk in the last election and beat up these insecurities across the 36 states and FCC, Abuja, to make sure that they vote credible leadership, especially in the presidency. What do we get? So whatever concern it is that INEC is raising as of today, no Nigerian in Imo State or Kogi will be ready to take the same risk we took, including myself, we took to vote for credible leadership. Instead, they went and selected who they selected. And they think that Nigerians will want to take the same risk when they know that at the middle of the game, the INEC will change the goalpost. You see the lady in Lagos State that was stabbed in the face, yet she still came back and still made sure she's unprinted.
So what exactly is your concern, Rufus?
Yes, sir. So what?
What exactly is your concern in one sentence?
My concern is simple, straight and clear. That no Nigerian will want to take risk again to subdue the insecurity concern being raised by INEC to vote for anybody.
All right, thank you for calling. ID from Abua. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Constant, my sister.
Go on, please.
But you see, the people fear that people are now, INEC are now announcing. They created this fear. It is not that they created this fear. We've got to the stage that we almost enter into electronic voting, that this thing could have been wiped off. But INEC, in collaboration with all these big politicians, created all these fears. And if care is not taken, Nigeria is not going to have elections. The way INEC is in, and with the way the judiciary is not dispensing justice. Can you just hear that the INEC it is INEC that will decide the mode of the election? While INEC is not telling us that you're going to use electronic voting, at the end of the day, they couldn't use the electronic voting, but they still bring difference for us to use. You understand? So they are the ones who created these palpable fears. They should stand on the ground of making sure that they don't get to electronic voting. We can raise up the problem in election matters. Thank you.
All right, thank you. I am Braid from Transamadi. Welcome.
Yes. Good evening, my sister.
Good evening once again.
Yes, the complaint INEC is making, for me, is neither here or there. This is INEC that Nigerians has given almost close to. If INEC has implemented this biometric, I don't see today they will complain that even manpower, they are short of manpower, people are afraid, and there will be a lot of crisis and all the rest. I think Nigeria make every provision for Mahmoud, and Mahmoud could not utilize that money that we are given to him and the opportunity that we are given to him to serve. And today, Mahmoud is making this complaint. For me, I think the government should have held Mahmoud responsible. Whatever that happens in these three states that he wants to conduct elections, if there is no free, fair, credible, peaceful election, for me, Mahmoud is to be held responsible. Because if we are now in electronic election, people can even relax at their various homes and cast the election. And if what he said concerning IREC has been put in proper use, I don't think all this complaint would have arisen.
Okay.
People will just easily go to the polling unit and cast their vote and go. But the complaint Mahmoud is complaining, for me, it's neither here or there.
All right. Thank you very much for calling. I am Braid. So we're going to commercial break. When we come back, I'm still talking concerns for the forthcoming elections in Kogi, Bayelsa, and Imo States. Do stay tuned.
Nigeria Info. Nigeria Info.
All right, welcome back now. So it's 5:36, and at 6 o'clock we'll bring you the major news for today, for this evening actually. So joining me right now for the conversation on concerns over the governorship elections in Kogi State, I have with me, joining me via the telephone actually, the Chief Press Secretary to the Kogi State Governor, Mr. Onogwu Muhammed. Welcome aboard, sir.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be with you at this time.
Yeah. All right. So very quickly, what are your own concerns over the forthcoming elections in Kogi? Now, I'm asking this question because INEC has mentioned Kogi State as one of the states with so much insecurity. And they're saying the high level of insecurity in Kogi State is capable of scaring potential voters in that state in the 11th governorship elections. So do you share the same sentiments or concerns with INEC, or do you have other concerns apart from what INEC has, or plus the one INEC actually has?
Not at all. I don't have social same sentiments with them. First of all, we all know the situation of our state before the commencement of this administration in terms of insecurity. And this administration has seriously addressed insecurity, and we are winning the war against insecurity day by day. To the extent that the governor of Kogi State has won numerous awards across board on his stand to protect the people and their property. So the issue of insecurity, as far as the next election is concerned, will not be a field of concern, because basically we are going into this election to campaign with our scorecard, which is open to everybody who are living in Kogi State and those who are passing through Kogi State, to see what we have been able to do in the last 7 years. So it is going to be, what have we done or what we are yet to do, that the people will judge us to vote for our candidate, that is the candidate of the APC, Honorable Ahmed Usman.
Okay, we're not using this medium to campaign for anybody. I don't even think it's proper to do that on radio right now.
The only concern is that we'll continue to campaign to the people to turn out en masse to ensure that they will be part of the people that will make the next administration by coming out to vote. And as far as security is concerned, the government is working around the clock to ensure that every citizen, all the electorates are protected before, during, and after the election. So,
okay, so I understand the part. Okay, I heard you. So I understand the part where, of course, you work for the government and you definitely should speak for the good of the government, right? So on one hand, the government is doing everything it can to ensure that there is peace in Kogi State. But then INEC, which is the federal government agency that is saddled with that responsibility of conducting elections, has taken us out time to look out how things are happening in the states that they're supposed to conduct this off-the-cycle elections, the three states, Kogi, Bayelsa, and Imo. And they are saying that in Kogi and Imo States, we are skeptical about how the turnout would be. All right? So they're saying that they fear that people might not really come out to cast their ballots. But you're saying the government is working and you are calling on the people to come out and vote. Now, here's my next question. My next question is this. You were involved in the presidential election and you also observed, of course, what happened in other states during the governorship elections. Do you have any concerns about INEC's ability to conduct a free, fair, and credible elections in Kogi State?
I have 100% confidence in the Independent National Electoral Commission. They have been doing their best, and they have been improving election after election, and Nigerians can see that the electoral umpire have been doing what they think that they could do to a kind of people democracy, ensure transparency and accountability in the conduct of our elections over the years. So I have no doubt that the INEC will conduct a very free, fair, and credible election in Kogi State on the 11th of November 2023.
Okay.
The issue is that when you talk about, I'm very happy that you reach out to us to hear from our own side. The people in Kogi State here, we are living in peace. But in an election period, people look at, these social candidates, if we don't say this, if we allow them, they will campaign and win the election. These are the parties that already know that they cannot win the election. They go into propaganda. And a very credible news platform like Nigeria, people deem fit to reach out to us to hear from our own side. And also, I'm imploring you to come down to Kogi State and see things for yourself. The state has been very, very peaceful under the leadership of His Excellency Khadija Anapelo. And we are going to manage the peace into the election and after the election. You'll be surprised at the turnout of voters in the next election. People will come out to vote. They will come out to vote for consolidation and continuity. There will be no doubt about that.
Okay, but then...
Let's be peaceful, free, and fair.
All right, I hear that. Now, there are other political parties coming out to, of course, they would be on the ballot on the 11th of November. And one of those is the Social Democratic Party over there in Kogi State. And they have expressed some kind of worry over insecurity as well. It's not just the INEC, electoral umpire, expressing worry, but SDP is also expressing worry. And the kind of word they used, they called it state-sponsored terrorism. That's what's happening in Kogi State. So are you saying that the statement from the SDP is more like just one of those things they say, when they are campaigning or when it's an election period? Kogi is 100% peaceful. There is nothing deterring the opposition from perhaps campaigning as much as they should, and of course, ensuring that there will be a free election.
Thank you very much. When you talk about the SDP in Kogi State, see, every other candidate and the political parties have been campaigning in Kogi State. What we are trying to do as a state is to ensure that anybody who wants to cause unrest before, during, and after the election, the law will go after such people. And that is what we have been doing. We must ensure that people who have their right to cast their votes are not influenced by thuggery, are not influenced or by any form of violence. It is the responsibility of the government to ensure that the people live in peace and the people are free to move about, even during the election. This is what the administration is doing. For the SDP, some of us who are football fans, sometimes when you know that you are going to lose a football match, first thing you do, you begin to criticize the stakeholders that are involved in that competition. That is what they have started doing. So I as a journalist, I will kind of advise that you should carry out independent assessment of the situation in Kogi State before, during, and after the election, so that you can have your own informed opinion that you have gathered yourself. As far as we are concerned, everybody, every political party, every candidate are moving freely to canvass for votes, to ask for support. And this has been going on. But one thing the government of Kogi State frowns is insecurity, sponsored by people, sponsored by any form of agenda. We will not allow that to happen.
All right.
That is what the government is doing. Everybody is free to campaign, but you must not campaign to incite violence against the people. You must not campaign to terror upon people. If you are doing that, the state government, through the instrumentality of the law, will not allow you to go free. So we will ensure that the people of Kogi State will live peacefully and cast their votes on the level of November 2023. So there is no doubt about it.
Okay,
just
so
the
all right,
election will be the most credible and free election and peaceful that we will ever witness in the history of this state. We have been able to work assiduously to strengthen the security situation in Kogi State. And the electoral umpire, just like I said, they have worked tremendously to, improve on the conduct of elections year after year. And I believe Kogi State will not be a different one.
All right. So another concern that INEC raised before now is that a lot of people have not collected their permanent voter cards. They say that over 241,715 permanent voter cards are yet to be collected by the voters in Kogi, Imo, and Bayelsa. They just, put it together like that. So how come that about over 107,000 voter cards are yet to be collected in Kogi States at this time? What's happening? Is it that people are not willing to vote?
Yes. The awareness, we as government are taking the awareness upon ourselves, even though the Independent National Electoral Commission are also doing. Like last week, appointees under the leadership of Yaya Bello in the current administration were mandated to canvass to create awareness among our people. I was in the village just like any other person to sensitize the people on the need to get their voter card, because that is their power. They need to exercise, their civic right to go out and vote. And I think by the closing time, a significant number of people must have collected their PVC to participate in the next election. You understand? We also use, the mass media, like the radio station where I am speaking to right now. It should also, create time to sensitize the people that if they don't participate in electing their leaders, they may not have a say in the governance of their that has to do with their own affairs. So by the time you participate, if you are of age above 18 as regulated by law, then you have that civic responsibility to participate in an election by voting or by being voted for. It is a civic right that everybody should have to exercise. So on our own side, creating awareness, we are asking people who are yet to get their voter card to go out and have their voter card with their weapon, a democratic weapon that they can use to a kind of enthrone and dethrone government. So we are telling them to go out and ensure that they have their business. Those who are even willing to transfer, the press also on for them to transfer their voter card from wherever they are to where they prefer to use them. So awareness is going on, and we believe that at the end of the day, a significant number of people will participate in the next election.
All right. Onogwu Muhammed, Chief Press Secretary, Kogi State Governor, thank you so much for joining me on Hard Facts today.
It's a pleasure to be with you. Thank you.
All right. So back to you now. What are your concerns over the forthcoming elections in Kogi State, Imo States, and even Bayelsa States? It's one of the states where the off-cycle elections will be conducted come 11th November this year. So what concerns do you have? Well, the man from Kogi State says, well, he has no concerns. They've put every measure in place to ensure that there will be no breakdown of law and order. There will be security. Although INEC has said Kogi is one of the states that we fear people might not come out to vote because of the level of insecurity over there. But what's your concern, though? Good evening, Constance. Complaints made by INEC in the following states is nothing to write home about, because INEC was the cause in the sense that 2023 general elections, they promised heaven and earth to conduct free, fair and credible election. But Owanate Clinton West, was disappointed with INEC. They danced to the tune of one party and announced results in favor of one party. All right, Owanate Clinton West, that's your message. We're going back to the phone lines now. 0817-923-0002. 0817-923-0007. Hello, Honorable Ida from Nkoro.
Mega morning. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
I want to commend the INEC. I know they will do very, very well. Just like past election, they did. Like in my local government, I'm from Nkoro. The election is just like a carnival which everybody is dancing, sing, and do every other thing. I believe that same thing will happen in Imo State, Bayelsa State, and Kogi State. God is wonderful. God will do a wonderful thing in that day. What we will predict forever, say people will die, a lot of people will die, people will run. It will not happen. I believe same thing will happen, and the winner will take the day. Thank you very much. God bless, and I'll be back from the call.
Thank you for calling. Hello, Mr. Zion from GRA.
Good evening to you.
Good evening, sir.
INEC in charge of Yakub Mahmoud, professor, should not be taken seriously.
Why not?
They have left their core responsibility and turned to security experts, security agencies telling us that there are security threats in this area. Is that the purpose of INEC? Is that why the reason why INEC was created at the first instance? For once, let's look at facts. Is it the responsibility of INEC to tell Nigerians about security into any part of the world? As a body enacted by the act of a parliament, the core responsibility is to be an empire towards an election. I'm not telling the people about insecurity. I allow the DSS and the police to do their work. That's why I told you that this particular INEC under Yakub Mahmoud professor should not be taken seriously. He went to certain house and told the world that Nigeria now have the capability of electronic voting. The IREV will conduct what happened at the end and what was the tribunal judgment and verdict. That they have the right to conduct election how they want it. But when you went to certain house and gave us the confidence that brought the anxiety of Nigerians, what happened? He was lucky he did not put Bayelsa to be one of the threat zones. We would have sued him. And I want to stress this, he just press the panic button. There are legal professionals in that state that will rise up and do the needful. For once to face the reality and pinpoint when there is an error. And I want to use this to call on President Tinubu to do the needful. If we don't sack Yakub Mahmoud from that office, it's going to cost us more money than what we have spent in the past election. Imagine the
Okay, Mr. Zion.
And we are still going to court with the billions we are still going to court.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Zion. Hello, Frank from Akbajo.
Yeah.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, Council Major, good evening.
Welcome aboard.
Yeah, you see this concern, about INEC, about security. They are the ones that cause it now. Because with the recent happening of this 2023 general election, they have already told politicians you can win anyhow. If you connect with them, they can give it to you. The man you interviewed from Kogi States, Kogi governor is a controversial governor. The man likes violence. So
Hold on. Frank. Hello, Frank.
Yeah.
Did you accuse the governor of a state of liking violence?
Governor. He's a governor that is known with violence.
Okay.
I tell you the truth, I'm not from there, but at least I listen to the politics.
Okay, you're not from there, but then you are accusing the man of liking violence.
Yeah, I follow the politics. I follow what is happening there.
Okay,
so, yeah.
I don't think that's a proper thing to say, Frank.
But that is the right thing. Sometimes people don't allow us to say what is
Frank,
happening.
I'm going to have to let you go because I know you won't want to retract that statement. You have to actually do, but I know you won't. So thank you for calling all the same. But that was totally wrong of you. It's more like almost coming on air to say the man is a criminal. I mean, that was totally wrong. You don't do that. It's a radio station, right? So there are things you don't say on air. You're not even from Kogi States to start with. You don't work with him. It's based on hearsay.
We are back. This is your number one talk.